So it's Friday, yeah, and it's not my last day, but it's the last day of the week before people are off work, and you think, okay, well, today would be a good day to go in and do a tour and do stuff like that, and before the weekend where you might get more people on the weekend. I don't know, maybe I'm not. It's been pretty good. Not too many crazy people here, like not too busy in Ottawa, so that's good. But anyhow, that was the plan, or at least that was the thought, was going into town and taking a tour of Parliament. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't mind the idea of it, but by the time I go in there, when I want to go in there, which will be like after 3 o'clock, because that's when the cheap parking is, it'll be pouring rain by then. So, morning started off good. Sat outside in my chair. Actually didn't mind all the trees. It was nice and cool given how hot it's been. And even now, thank goodness, it's all overcast now. And it's only 27, which sounds ridiculous that it's only 27. But because of the overcast, because sun beating down on us, it's not as bad. But anyhow, look, it looks like I just had a shower. My hair's all wet. Yeah, no, that is sweat. I put the tarp on top of George because it is going to rain this afternoon, and I do know that the one small window, oh, hold on, I need to clean up a mess. All right, so that's done. But I was saying, I have no idea where I left off. So I put the tarp on it because I know that little window was leaking the first day. The first time it rained, not a lot, just a little bit, but because it's right by my bed, the bed was getting wet in the one corner. So don't want that, and I don't have the right cover on it to protect it from wet. So yeah, so I put a tarp on there, which actually worked out. My tarp is just slightly wider than George, so it overhangs by about 2 feet. And I thought, you know what? I never even thought of that, and I know we've done it before where I've gone camping and we put up the tarp because then we can put all of our furniture underneath the tarp and keep it dry. Because the thing is with my 10 by 10 canopy is that while it may be water resistant, it's not waterproof. And I mean, it's not terrible. The biggest problem, of course, being that the runoff. It wasn't even so much that things got wet that were underneath. It was the things that, oh no, they did get wet. They did get wet underneath. Who am I kidding? The chairs both got drenched, and I will put them away. But, because I don't trust that the tarp will keep them dry, to be honest. But it's tempting actually to put the chair underneath the tarp to see. But if it starts driving rain like it was before, it's not coming straight down. So it's not helpful at all anyhow, because they're coming sideways. So anyhow, we are off on a walk because twofold. This one needs a walk. This one, I mean Avery, not me. I was working all morning. But this one needs a walk. And we left something in the dryer last night, so we gotta go down and get it from the laundry. So that's what we're doing. We are going to get our laundry and have a walk before it starts raining, because once it starts raining, I'm hunkering down. I realized after my video yesterday where I talked about how depressing it is sometimes, and the fluctuations and the emotions and the concern and worry about, is this something I can do? Is this something I want to do? They say, a lot of people get into van life and they get to see the videos and they think, oh my gosh, it looks so exciting and fun. And sure, they make it look exciting and fun. They're also really good characters. They're very animated. They usually have a couple, so they play off of each other. Or they're a single sexy girl. Those are your options. Or a man who is out in the bush roughing it and showing you how he's roughing it because he's a big man. So yeah, those are your options. And you know, anybody who's just like, you know, this is my boring life and I just sit here and, you know, hide from the rain and try to stay cool. Nobody wants to see that. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, I'm not doing this channel for views. I'm not doing it to make it monetized and make money, or even, you know, it's just more of a vlog. I have such a bad memory, terrible, and I'm lonely out here, so I have no one to talk to except Avery, and he's okay. But this way I can kind of pretend like I'm talking to somebody else, you know, like there's someone else with me, and I'm like, hey, look at that, oh, look what that dog did, and, you know, no, they don't react, but that's okay. But it helps. It helps to talk to the camera and not feel like you're alone. Not that I don't mind being alone, honestly. If I was back home, I'd be alone. I'm the only one in Brampton and my family. And even if I wasn't, it's not like I'm going to be hanging out with my family all the time. They don't want to be around me all the time. I don't want to be around them all the time. You know, even Jeff, when I'm up at his place, he's not there. Normally, used to be, I would go to his place. I know I'm rambling on. Normally, when we used to go out to, what was it, 10:30, the big house by the water that he shared with his ex-wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife. Yeah, when I come up for the weekend, it was because he was there. We would hang out. We would, you know, go out on the boat if there's a lot of people, or in the winter we might go skidooing, and we'd hang out for the weekend, talking and doing stuff. Sometimes working on George, sometimes just hanging out. But it's not like that now. He lives on a boat in Aurelia, which is great. I've been there. We're going to be camping there in about a month again for 10 days over his birthday weekend. And we've been there before, and it's great. And that's when all the girls and everybody will be there with me. I won't be by myself. But, you know, when I go up to Gravenhurst, when I'm up at 190, he's not there. Actually, he's still working. So, he's usually working on, let's cross the street here. He's working all week. He doesn't come back until like Friday. And then, of course, if the weather's nice, and it has been nice for the last little while, he's out on his boat. He doesn't want to be up at 190. What's he going to do there? You know, I'm there working on George, getting George ready. You know, he was coming a couple times when we were cleaning and painting the apartment. But no, he's like, the weather's nice. I only have 2 days off before I gotta go back to work. I'm going to be on my boat, hanging out with my friends. I'm like, me too, I want to do that too. But I was working. I mean, I could. There's no reason why I couldn't sit there and say, hey Jeff, weather's nice. You guys going on in the boat? I'm coming over, yeah. It's only a half an hour away. I could easily pop down. But, anyhow, yeah, we're enjoying the fact that it's not super flippin' hot again. And we're just gonna go and pick up our laundry that we left behind. People are coming in now for the weekend. Get set up before it rains. But then they also got big rigs, so see, they'll just stay inside their rig. They'll be fine. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna sit inside George. No, George is no bigger than a 10 by 10 tent. Probably not even as big as a 10 by 10, honestly. Because what is it, 76 inches wide? So, yeah. But anyhow, we're here. We're gonna get our laundry. Look how clean this is. That thing was just covered in dog hair. I mean, oh, I don't even want to know how bad this looks. Oh yeah, see? There's all the dog hair. That's where it all went. I better throw that out. Clean that. That's pretty good. There we go. But yeah, this was filthy. I mean, he lived in this for several years at work. I mean, it's still wet. It's going to take a while to dry. Even 60 minutes in the dryer didn't dry it. But not bad. I should have done that sooner. I swear I'm going to have to call this video just ramblings because that's all it is. Oh my God, this is so nice. Nice breeze. It's not killing me. Anyhow, picked up my Avery's bedding from the dryer, as you saw. And of course it's still wet. It's going to be wet. I don't know what it's made of, but it's wet. It's going to take a while to dry. Then I realized, it's like, why did I not, well, I know why, but I'm going to set up a drying line there when we get back. Mind you, it's going to be raining this afternoon, so it's not very much use, but eventually I can put this on the dry line. When I say dry line, it's like a clothesline. And I can hang things like towels and stuff. I think the reason why I didn't bother doing that before was because I had the canopy up. Ooh, I could put the canopy up, but just not put the canopy on it. And that could be my dry line. But it'll just look funny because it's just the frame. But it might be easier than putting up dry line. Screw it, let's do that. That's easy. Freaking open that thing up, it's easy. And then I can hang stuff on it. And hell, I could even throw a tarp over it if I want. Have another tarp. And then maybe the chairs will stay dry under it. But I'm not going to put the canopy up for good. I need that sunlight that comes in the morning. Not to keep me warm, but just to keep me alive. Really, honestly. I need sunshine. We got a car coming, going way too fast, by the way. Slow down. We're going too fast. Supposed to be doing 20. There's no way that person's doing 20. They're doing like 40, whipping around the corner. But anyhow, yeah, ramblings. The kids are playing in the forest over there. I can hear them. Anyhow, yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Hang this up to dry. He doesn't use it anymore, only because it's too big. Oh, that's another rambling. Avery loves hiding. He likes having a hidey hole. Usually when we're at home, his bed is in the walk-in closet behind the door. And that's usually where he hangs out. And he likes hiding back there. And of course, there's not a lot of room in George, like I said. He's only like 6 feet by 10 feet. I mean, he's like nothing. He's so little. But there is a little area underneath the bed behind the wheel well, which has an access door to the outside. Now, normally you would use this little area to store, your chalks and things like that, it's storage. And the original design, it was open right up underneath the bed, so you could put long things in there. But I closed that off. Because I wanted it for inside storage, to have those bins for my food and my clothing going underneath the bed. So it's only a little tiny square, like very small, and this would never fit in there. In fact, the only thing that is in there is a wool blanket, which I probably should check on. I imagine the wool would be pretty warm and full of hair by now. Yikes. I might have to throw that at the laundromat. Not bad. The laundry was easy. It was like 75 cents for the pod that they gave me, $2.25 for the wash, $2 for the dry. I mean, $5 for a load of laundry. I'm okay with that. I will pay $5 and get my laundry done at a laundromat. That's kind of cool. Rambling. Years ago, when I didn't have wash and dryer in my unit, and we're talking 20 something years ago, because ever since I've had my condos, and I had a condo before this one, it's had laundry, ensuite laundry, which is nice because you can do laundry all day long and it's no big deal. But what I used to love doing was I would throw all my laundry into a giant garbage bag, and I would take it to the laundromat, and I'd pay them, I think it was like $2 a pound or something. I don't know. It cost me like maybe $10 or $15, and they did all my laundry, washed it, folded it, and put it all back into the bag for me so I could just put it away when I got home. And they dropped it off in the morning, pick it up at 5 when I got off work. I loved it. And I remember telling my sister about it. You know, but I don't even do laundry. I just drop it off and I let the ladies wash it for me while I'm at work. And I just pay them, you know, $10, $15. And she's like, oh my God, you're so lazy. You should be doing your own laundry. And I'm like, you're just jealous. Because I thought of it. And it's wonderful. Meanwhile, she was washing clothes, not drying them, putting them out on the line. It took her like all day to do laundry. I'm like, it took me 5 minutes to drop it off, 5 minutes to pick it up. It was, and I didn't have to fold it or, yeah, no, I loved it. I'm not gonna, well, I might do it again. No, probably not. More than likely, because I'll be on the road, I'll do this. You know, it's 2 hours of your day. Go to a laundromat, and you could have 2 or 3 loads if you wanted to. I mean, in this case, it was one of those high efficiency washers, so I could just shoved everything in the one load. So, yeah. Anyhow, that was rambling again.